Hello and welcome to Flagstaff TV. Today we are joined by Graham Lyon, who is the Executive Chairman of Sound Energy. Graham, thank you so much for joining us today.
Good to see you again, Catherine.
Graham, you recently released your 2023 year-end results, and on the 30th of April, you had an shareholder Q&A. Can you give us the highlights of these?
Yeah, that's right. We released the year-end annual results through the RNS on the 24th. We gave shareholders a few days to think up some questions. And on the 30th, we did a live Q&A. That covered around 40 odd questions and took us through all areas of the activity. The video's up on our web, and if anybody's got 47 minutes and 38 seconds spare, they can go and have a look at it. But Gary Dempster, our CFO, was with me, and he described our financial results. He described the way we manage our capital. He also discussed the restructuring of the Eurobond in 2023 and the settlement of the tax claims that we had against us in tax disputes that we had against us in 2023. So he also went through, over the last 3 years, we've had a 60% reduction in our general and administrative costs. And that's whilst we've started the micro LNG project and are well underway with that. And whilst we have carried on with our phase 2 development funding. So he pointed out that at the end of the year, we had $3 million in cash. Today, we've got a market capitalization of about $20 million, and we've got a debt of around $42.5 million, which will be settled from 2027 till 2033, so some 4 or 5 years away. I went through the latest project activity. I showed pictures of the site construction activity, which is mostly the LNG storage tank. And that LNG storage tank, a big storage tank, is the critical path for the activity to deliver the gas sales. Ital Fluids, our contractor, our vendor financing contractor, has informed us that the plant will be available by year-end 2024. And then subject to the commissioning and having this LNG storage tank available, we should be looking at sales straight thereafter. And I also explained to everybody how we're taking safety very seriously. We have been training our own staff, we've been training our contractors, and also making sure our subcontractors are trained. At the moment, we've got over 70 people on site, so plenty of opportunity for things to go wrong. Fortunately, they haven't. So yeah, presentation of the financial, presentation of where we are in the project, and where we are looking after our people.
Graham, you've also announced an extension to the annual exploration license. Can you give us a bit more detail on that?
Yeah, that came out sort of a little bit unexpectedly on the 30th of April as well. And ONHYM, our state partner, has extended the initial period. And then what they've done is they've combined the two complementary periods into one. And so that's extended the license till 2028. And during that period, we will be expecting to drill our M5 exploration well. All of this is subject to the ministerial approvals, but I mean, that's good news and a good supportive state partner.
Now, the Coal Valley Partnership is taking its time. Do you have any progress to report here?
Yeah, I think this was the main question that was raised by a lot of people, and quite rightly so, because it's taking a long time to close. It's frustrating for us all. And we need to press ahead with this to get phase 2 going. This partnering deal is the missing piece in the jigsaw to the Atajuapa Bank debt financing to get phase 2 up to final investment decision. This is the equity portion of that funding. Now, of course, there will be various CPs and ministerial approvals before we can close. But the announcement of a binding sale and purchase agreement is exactly what we're trying to get to, and is our top priority with Coal Valley at the moment. So we work to protect our shareholders' interests, and it's important that when we get to this binding agreement, this announceable binding agreement, that all of our shareholders will be happy with it. and it meets with their approval. So this is clearly one of my top priorities to get done.
Graham, finally for today, have you got anything else that you'd like to add?
Well, Catherine, we promised earlier in this year that we would continue to update our shareholders in a more active way, and I hope by doing things like this and the live Q&As that we're able to do that. Anything material, and that's probably virtually everything that we do, will have to be released and announced through the RNS system immediately. But that said, I hope all these updates are helpful, put some clarity or some colour to sometimes the terse RNSs that come out. But I just want to make sure that all shareholders know that we have top priorities, delivering the LNG sales, and there's presently quite a lot of construction activity on site ramping up to deliver this plant physically by the end of the year. Closing the partnering, that's important to us because that brings us the binding agreement and that will allow us to move forward on phase 2 with the equity financing, and that takes us to taking the final investment decision on phase 2 of our development later this year. Everything else is secondary in my level of importance, so I hope shareholders know that these are the 3 top priorities that we're all working on day in, day out. So thank you for that, Catherine.
Thank you, Graham. And of course, shareholders can email you any questions that they want at chairman@soundenergyplc.com.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time, Graham, and thank you for watching Flagstaff TV.